Welcome back to the Share It All podcast. I'm here, your loving growing coach, Joy the Growth Coach, and I'm back again with my favorite girl, Jess.
Hey.
Let's make sure that, into the mic, because, your podcast episode came out good anyway, so we don't have to worry about that.
Hey.
So, Jess, everybody knows where you are, and I'm definitely going to already link her Instagram and all her social media down below, because I'm happy that she started putting up her aesthetic page, guys.
Yeah.
So, up and coming in this August, you'll definitely be having your little spa.
Yes.
So, I'm excited. But how have you been, Lovebug?
I've been okay. I've been chilling. I watched the podcast and shared it. And, from there, I feel like I just got overnight, fame or something. I'm just joking.
A little fame?
No, I've been good. I've been chilling. I just been working. I finally got one of my results back from my state board. Your girl passed the first portion. So I just did the practical and I'm just waiting for the results for that. And I think it takes about 8 weeks. So that's pretty much it.
Okay. See, you were so nervous for that.
I know, girl. Listen, the questions, I was kind of caught off guard a little bit, but I passed though. I didn't just pass. I passed.
Yes. We're all here for success. I'm happy for you. So we have a few questions about, mindfulness, and we're going to get that out the way. But we have a topic for today given by my great friend, Will. So, guys, Will Nicholson, he was on my podcast, my second episode. Go check that out. But he gave us a topic for today, which is, I'm going to tell you. So the topic for today is modern women who normalize toxicity make guys that want relationships avoidant. Healthy relationships avoidant. I'm sorry. So, but before we get into that, Jess.
Oh, he dropped that?
Yeah, he dropped that.
Wow.
Yeah, we was having a deep conversation.
He probably has a lot of curiosity on what the fuck is going on.
Right? But yes, as you've gotten older, Jess, how important is it for you to stay emotionally centered, physically, spiritually, and whatnot? And, you're grounded in your morals and values.
You said how important?
Yeah, how important is it?
It's okay. It's very, okay. So I find this to be the most important part, especially when you're growing, because if you're not showing any progress through all aspects of life, then you're just not, I feel like you're dysfunctional at that point. So as I'm getting older, I don't know what the word is, but I've found myself in a different headspace, of course, because I'm getting older compared to when I was younger, but as a different person in general. Like, I'm me on the outside, right? But internally, I feel like a whole different being. But this is only something I've experienced the last 2 years. So the last 2 years, I've been working on myself when I turned 25 and stuff like that. And I was just like, I got to get my shit, like, because I felt like I was all over the place. And now, since I've done that, now I'm able to look for better opportunities for myself career-wise, better opportunities for networking, and then better relationships romantically and, platonically.
Okay. Well, I'm happy that, in the last few years, you've kind of come to that stage that it's very important that you create boundaries for yourself, you manage your healthy relationships and things like that, because honestly, that's important, especially when you're trying to be in the dating market nowadays. A lot of people aren't as healed as we would prefer them to be. So...
You don't say. Like, I had that long pause because I was like, listen, it's not like it's a loaded question about how important it is. It's because legit, I feel like there are things that are going to be challenging you throughout your life, especially when you're entering early, your 20s and to going into the end of the I just feel old. No, but when you get into your late 20s, you realize so much shit that you used to hold on to and used to like argue about or used to
get emotional,
but it's not worth it. Because at the end of the day, it's like, yo, there's more than that. Him, her, it. More. There's more.
I definitely agree. So, do you see yourself as a clout chaser?
No. But let me tell you something though. I don't know why I feel like, let me tell you something though. I was talking to you, but you here, right? Listen, let me tell you. I do, like, I am trying to grow a business, right? So you say clout chasing, right? You're like, trying to get that.
Not that, but then like, trying to chase clout that's like social media type clout. Like being with, guys that like typically have a lot of clout. Do you think like, ooh, you're a clout chaser? Like, ooh, I'm attracted to that or no? Because personally for me, I'm going to be honest, I'm not really a clout chaser. Like, you could have all the money in the world, but if you treat me like trash, I don't care. I
Right.
don't want to
Okay.
be with
Okay.
you.
Okay. I see what you
It
mean.
doesn't
Okay.
matter. Like you could be Bill Gates or John Bezos level. Well, not okay. That's a different type of level. That's a different type of level.
That's a whole
Well,
different planet.
I might be okay with that
I
one.
might be
but,
okay.
but no, like if you get to like maybe Chris Brown level where you have like a bunch of women like you and things like that, I think for me personally, I don't think that's really attractive. I don't care. You can have all the money in the world and all the success, but if you aren't successfully internally with healing yourself, I don't want to be with you. So all that social media clout and all that women clout, I don't find that shit attractive.
So for me, it's more like I would like someone who's present on social media only because I'm utilizing it. So I found there were challenges in previous relationships where I was too present on social media, whether it's me trying to market my music or market a business or just market myself to give my my page a chance to grow into maybe a bigger okay, so you know how people can get like sponsor deals and model, they can become models, they can get acting, they can get all that stuff from social media. So I'm trying to utilize it in a way where it does allow me to grow my business and brings business to me that's outside of aesthetics. But I feel like when I date someone who's not active on Instagram, they have these insecurity levels because they know I'm posting on Instagram. They're curious about how people go on different accounts to watch my stories to see what I'm doing and where I'm at. And it's like, why are you so insecure with a post? You get what I'm saying? I'm here with you in real life. You get what I'm saying? And that's why I had like trouble vlogging and stuff like that, especially with certain people, because I feel like, like if I'm trying to vlog, it's like, oh my God, you're always in your phone. You're always worried about social media. It's not about I'm worried about social media. I'm trying to grow a page.
Yeah.
So I have to post certain things that go with my image or my brand in order to get the results I need. But am I currently successful at that? No, I'm not, because people be hating on me and they don't want to take my photos. They don't want to get my poses. They don't want to do the right angles. They don't want to get the right lighting. All because they're trying to watch me fail. They don't want to be on social media.
Look, I mean, I get it.
Haters. What is he? What is he? Not S, it's Z. Haters.
You gotta get somebody that supports you and invests in, your vision. But you gotta also be able to reciprocate that as well. So I think that's another thing when it comes to relationships. Like it's hard to like reciprocate that same energy because everybody thinks that, once you get to 100, 200,000 or maybe 1 million people that are following you, they think that people change, which some people do. I'm not gonna say they don't, but what I think I learn about social media and certain people learn from social media is just that. You don't have to be that same person you are on social media. You could be a completely different person in real life.
Right.
And so
that's true.
People think I think our generation believes that social media is just that. Like it's your real life and also that platform all meshed together. So everything has to be there. I think it's just, for me, I just look at it like a business. It's a business transaction. Exactly. Like that's really what it is. If I'm not doing business with you, I really have no reason to be on social media. Yes, I do go on there to watch the reels and things like that, but I'm not entertaining people from there.
Right.
I've got to that point that like if you cannot add value to me or add value to my business in some shape, way, or form, there's kind of really essentially no point for us to keep this conversation going because nothing good can. I'm not saying nothing good can come from social media because Instagram is actually becoming one of the number one dating platforms. Currently, but
that's crazy.
It is
because catfish be real. Listen, a still shot is a still damn shot, right? I could look like this in a still shot or a video. You see me in person, I'm looking all types of crazy, like naturally. Like I could legit do this just for a damn photo. And you over here thinking she could be this girl, and I'm not that girl. So social media is really deceiving because it's all still shots, it's quick videos. People are putting on their best dress to have that image portrayed to the social media, Instagram, Twitter community. But it sucks because the fact that it's like one of the top dating platforms and you really have no idea what people are. We should do a challenge where it's like, for a week straight, just post up. No makeup, no toupee, no frontal. I don't know, something where it's just like, like let me see the real you, and then do a video, and then maybe like, like what do you do for hygiene? Like these are serious questions.
And you know what's funny? If you go on my social media, you can't find really a lot of pictures of me with makeup. Yeah. A lot of women nowadays, disclaimer, I have no problem with any women that wear makeup. For prime example. Even though you barely got any makeup on.
I know. I told you, I don't even put foundation on. I legit just love, I love highlight.
I even disregard her. But for the women that do full faces every day and the women that do a lot of makeup, this is not to, bash you or any type of way. This is just my own personal belief. If you go on my social media, you cannot find a lot of pictures with me with makeup.
That's a fact.
Because for one, I just don't know how to put it on, and I've actually just never taken the time to learn.
That you have a bag of makeup that you haven't used.
You can look at it today. I need to look at it.
Yeah, focus. I'm going through it.
But also, at the end of the day, it's more so what you see is what you get. Any guy that I've ever met, or any guy, like, I could be just randomly, we'll be having a conversation. I just went to a party the other day with my best friend. I was telling this guy, I'm like, he was so surprised. He's like, you're just naturally beautiful. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, thank you. But I understand how hard it is for guys in the dating market today. This woman can come to a date looking flawless.
Forget that. They got fake hairlines.
But wait. I'm not saying that you're not wrong.
And that collecting long hair on their head, afro kink hair, they over here shaping like a high tie.
Wait, you're not wrong. But women, I'm sorry, women still...
We do the most.
Thank you, because...
We do the most.
For one, these are my natural nails. Let's start there. Girls be coming with the fake nails, the fake hair, the fake eyelashes, the fake face... Mm. Sometimes fake the fake bodies. So
fake teeth, fake lips.
Like I said, disclaimer, I don't hate anybody. But at the end of the day, I see why it's such a struggle for men. Yeah. Because they don't know who you really are. So you take all that stuff off, you have to really see who the person is. That's why I tell people, when they've dated me or whatever, what you see is what you get. It is not nothing that. The only difference is I might throw on a piece of hair, because clearly...
I might throw on a piece of hair.
Let me pick it up real quick. My hair, really. Pick it up real quick. But like... Even if I show my natural hair, which you can also go see on my Instagram, follow me on Instagram at JoyceJourney_. If you go look at my Instagram, you can see what my natural hair looks like. I don't care, because you're going to have to like all sides of me. Because when you wake up next to me tomorrow, you need to be able to say that I'm beautiful. You need to be able to like me like that. And it's just simple as that. So
I love when I take off my makeup and it's like, damn, yo.
You still look
exactly the same.
But that's the thing. Like, you look exactly the same, which is like the question I always ask is, why do you wear makeup? But then again, like, you just find it fun. It's fun. You just find it fun. But
when I tell people that it takes me less than 30 minutes to do my makeup, they be so surprised. It actually takes me probably only 15 minutes because I don't do too much, because I hate wearing too much makeup. I don't like foundation. I don't like the cakey look. I don't know how to master that. I'm more of a blush, a little highlight, make my brows a little bit darker. Once I tip my brows just to make them look a little bit darker, I won't even put makeup on my brows. I just like darker, because my hair is black, jet black. Well, it was until it got rinsed out a little bit, but it's black. So to have, light brows and black hair, you know what? It doesn't matter. We're getting off topic, okay?
We're getting off topic, but it's okay.
I'm over here looking at myself in the mirror, looking at myself, answering the question.
All right, so next question. Jess, what's your love language?
Girl.
There's 5 love languages.
Yeah. I know quality the last time, one is physical touch.
Physical touch. Positive affirmations. Hold on. Physical touch.
Quality time.
Yeah, we said
acts of service.
Acts of service. And then what's the last one?
Gift
giving. You're right.
Giving. Okay.
So
right.
What's your love language?
Okay, so
I have 2.
Oh, we don't. Oh, it's like 2 out of 5?
Well, you can do 2 out of 5, but I have 2. Because I've done the test.
Yeah, I remember I know my least was physical touch. So I think it was acts of service.
Yes. Because there's a question that goes into it.
Okay, but I took this test a while ago. I like gifts. But not like, when I say gifts, I have to elaborate, because I don't mean like get me an iPhone, get me a Louis bag. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When I say gifts, I love random acts of gift giving where it comes to like...
Comes from the heart.
Like, I like genuine shit. Like, I love candles, right? If someone pulled up on me and gave me like some candles that smell really good, like, I love fresh lilac from Bath & Body Works, right? If I got a bag of like 2 candles from Bath & Body Works, I'll be like, oh my God. Oh my God, did you do this? Or like just flowers. You get what I'm saying? Just give me flowers. I love sunflowers. So like just receiving flowers. I need a vase though. Don't be giving me flowers with no vase, because like, girl, I ain't got no vase. But because then, I don't know anyway, like that I love. like the super high-end gifts because I buy myself what I want. I'm not patient enough to wait for anyone to buy it for me. But it's like the meaningful gifts, I love that. And the acts of service.
So, okay. So we're completely opposite.
Where's the affirmation of quality time?
No, I'm physical touch.
Oh, right.
Anybody that like I'm dating, if you like just hand holding, you want to cuddle up, you want to just massage me, like I'm fully for that. And then I think my other one.
Well, you need quality time because how you gonna get touched?
How
you gonna get touched without quality time?
Quality time, then it's acts of service. Yeah. So like one thing is that I know, like all my friends know I'm a busy person. So like, and even like the people I've dated in the past, like they were busy people. So if you give me your time, I value that a lot more than I value anything else. Like any gifts that you give me, it won't amount to the amount of time because like people are busy and they taking time just to spend an hour or two to talk to you. So like I value that.
It may not seem like time includes a phone call.
Yeah, in some senses.
Okay, so I mean, it is important to stay in touch then. So I guess now I have to rethink this. So if quality time is including a text and a phone call, a FaceTime call, and not just in person, then that would have to be my number one. I need consistency, right? I thought that meant like more so like physically being next to you. I don't need to be with you all the time because I'm busy and I have so much stuff going on in my life where I'm trying to like, just make it too many moves at once. And as you see, I forget stuff like the makeup bag. So like being able to talk to you throughout the day, text, FaceTime, call, I can see, even if I see you once a week or once every 2 weeks, I'm not upset about it. As long as we're talking. Like I hate, one thing, sidebar, I hate when someone's so interested in you, yet they don't show any interest outside of in-person interaction. Or they can go, let's say they reach out to you. You want my attention. I didn't reach out to you. And it's so annoying because when they do that, they're like, okay, hey, what's up? You're talking. They don't answer the message or they come back a day later or hours later, stuff like that.
Yeah, but Jess, you suck at texting.
I suck at texting, but so what? If I responded.
You can't get mad at somebody for the same thing that you suck at.
Girl, the thing is you came to me. I didn't come to you. You hit me up. How you hit me up?
Jessica, I can hit you up and you still suck at texting. And I'm your friend.
Okay. That's not true. And don't bring no history out.
Because I was
don't
bring
out your phone.
I texted you the other day. I didn't get a response a day later.
Okay, that's not my fault. All right. Okay, listen.
The accountability guy.
I'm taking accountability that I suck at texting, but this is a known fact. That's a just fact. A fact and that's it, right? But you, not you, but you want to hit me up, you want to bother me out my day.
So they're bothering
my day.
You?
It's a disturbance to my peace because you're making me have to think if I want to respond or what to say next. I'm over here now thinking, okay, what do you want to do? Like, what do you want? And I'm over here conversing with you. You have the audacity to be like, oh, let's hang out. It's like saying, let's hang out on Sunday. Right? Mm-hmm. And my ass doesn't talk to you at all yesterday, the day before yesterday, or Sunday. But then you may hit me up at the time I'm supposed to be here. Let's say we're hanging out at 2:00. And I'm hitting you up maybe at like 5:00, like nothing happened. Or I hit you up a week later, like, bitch, did we not just have plans to hang out on Sunday at 2:00? Not saying that has happened yet. It better not. But I'm saying I really hate inconsistent people.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
When it comes to romantic interests.
Okay.
When it comes to friendships, it's my bad, but you have to love me regardless. My bad. But listen, first of all, I responded. First of all,
you responded the next day, but there are times you don't respond.
It depends on what time you. First of all, my phone's always on Do Not Disturb.
Literally,
because like, listen, I keep getting Scam Likely calling me. Scam Likely be faithfully calling me.
But I don't call you. I text you.
I know, but it's on Do Not Disturb, which I'm saying like Do Not Disturb. So I get messages, I get the phone calls. I just be like, whatever. Then I watch Netflix all the time. Right now I'm rewatching Walking Dead from season 1. So if you're gonna interrupt me, right, the text. I'm not sure. I'm not thinking I'm gonna get a text. I'm thinking I'm watching Netflix. I'll be so in tune with it. It doesn't matter. Why are we doing this? Can we? I need this.
Anyways, guys, we're drinking. So I just want to put out there, please drink responsibly. And if you're over the age of 21, that's when you should be drinking. That varies for different states and countries and whatnot. But I know in the United States, you have to be over 21. So I just have to put that disclaimer in there. So yes, continue.
Oh, that was cute. You should get like an automated voice doing that.
And I'm not trying to be on an automated voice.
Is this like...
Jess.
Do you hit the tapping?
Jessica. You're not going to hear that. That's not how it works.
Okay. Do you guys want to hear me drink this per second?
Anyway.
Yeah. Wait, hold on.
You know, tell me when you're done.
Did you hear it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'd have to go back in the editing and look. All right. So we're going to get to the topic, which is from Will. Like I said, thank you, Will, for giving us the topic. Modern women who normalize toxicity and make guys that want healthy relationships avoidant of it. So,
what are your views on that? You start.
Okay, what I
like to piggyback off this topic.
Okay, so I kind of agree with him.
I mean,
when he gave me the topic, he's like, I want to know your views. I definitely want to hear, a few of your girlfriend's views, but I'm like, I kind of agree. Modern women and modern men, I'm not going to disclaim everything and say it's all modern women's fault, but there is some type of catalyst modern men pay into it. But modern women, we have made men actually avoidant of being in relationships. A lot of us are not feminine anymore, which is something I can attest to. At times, I'm not as feminine, and I do have a tomboy side. I do have a masculine, a little bit my personality, but those are things I'm kind of de-learning, desensitizing myself to, because I want to be a little bit more feminine and play within my femininity, because I've always ran from it ever since I was a kid. And I talked about it also on my Instagram, a lot of my social media platforms. I've run from it, but it doesn't make dating easier. Women are not women anymore. They're trying to be more sexualized and be sexually liberated. Now, mind you, that's not the issue. However, there's a place and a way to go about it, because it's all fun and cute in your 20s, but when you get to your 30s and you're ready to settle down and have a husband, and you was out here having a hot girl summer and you're behind and was all over Instagram, Twitter, and you were having OnlyFans, you was doing whatever, no man's going to want to marry that.
I like how you're delivering this. I love the way you're expressing your view, because you're hitting different points within your opinion of it, about it, but continue.
Yeah, like when I have a conversation with a lot of my guy friends, the first thing that they're telling me is that modern women don't know how to be feminine. They don't know how to cook. They don't know how to clean. Like, you can tell a lot about a woman if you look in her car.
Yes, girl.
Right? And so a lot of girls, like nowadays, they're not taking that into consideration. But you want this high value man that makes over $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, that has all the money in the world to give you whatever you want, but what are you also reciprocating back? Right? So I've had a few of my guy friends say, honestly, I'm not looking to be in a relationship until I'm in my 30s, maybe even my 40s. Because it's so hard for them on the dating market, because the woman might start out one way and then she acts a completely different way. So I almost feel for my guy friends, because I'm just like, dag, it's that bad out here. And yeah, they're making it. Some of them grew up in two-parent household. And they're saying it's hard to find a woman out here that's not damaged and broken, that they can, reciprocate that same energy.
That's what it is. The problem is that women do not tackle the trauma from their past. They do not sit there and heal from whatever situation they have. They have PTS freaking D, okay? So every situation they go into moving forward, they're not complete within themselves, which means there's nothing to offer. I made an Instagram post talking about being whole before you enter a relationship, before you enter a new career, before you enter whatever direction you're going to, whatever avenue you're trying to walk. You have to be whole within yourself, because without being whole, without being grounded, which I learned as I'm getting older, you're going to destroy every interaction you have, every relationship you have, every blessing that could have been a blessing is going to become your worst nightmare, because you were not healed, because you're not whole, because you're constantly looking for the next high. The issue also goes into now with the platform being social media, being a dating network, we're constantly getting all this validation from outside parties, validation from other women, validation from other men, and you believe in your mind, even though you had a tunnel vision to be with this one guy, you wanted him so badly, or a girl, you wanted her so badly, and now all of a sudden, Johnny, Eric, and Chelsea wants me. So it's like, I got options. So when my man or my girl's not doing what they need to do, I always have another option. I always have another way to escape. And that's the issue too. We're not taking, how we said, accountability for me not responding to text messages, but expecting a guy who's showing interest to text back, right? that's the same thing for accountability when it comes to toxicity in relationships. I feel like a lot of times also with women, because we're constantly viewing women as being the underdog compared to men, they're not even realizing at the end of the day a woman is a part of man, right? So if you think about it, even though men are always trying to be up here, women always feel like the underdog, there's ways where you could be equal without having to say I'm alpha. And remember, we talked about this. I don't know when to stop being alpha because I'm used to being in control over my shit. So when you try to take over my stuff, you want me just to follow you. Where are you leading me to? We could both be blind. The blind leading the damn blind. I need to know at least a plan. And remember we talked about this. Something I actually reflected on. I thought about it when we discussed it and stuff like that. Because something that I have it's been a challenge for me. And now being 27, it's not like I can't find a relationship or be in a relationship of substance. The issue is that I have to be able to be willing for a man to lead. But it takes the right man to lead the type of woman I am. And that goes for anybody. When you find the right person for you, you're not going to have those regards. You're not going to be concerned about them leading me down a fiery pit. You're going to have them up. You're going to have the most trust in them because you believe in them as a person. And you're also not dating for potential. So unfortunately with guy friends, like your guy friends, and I'm pretty sure with my brothers, I see that with them. Like my brothers are in relationships now, but I'm just saying they look sometimes when there's two parent households are looking at the mom as an example for how their girl should be. Like if the woman, that mom is someone who cooks, who cleans, who looks out for the father, takes care of the father, but also takes care of herself. They're looking for that in a woman. So if a woman's always focused on outside validation, she's not even taking care of home itself, car, have room, whatever it is. Then it's like, yo, what is she bringing to me? Is she bringing anything financially? Are we meeting each other halfway? Is she bringing me, is she teaching me? You should be learning from every partner you have. And my apologies if I talk too fast, but there's a topic that I feel like is always coming up. And I feel like people are just like, man, I don't want relationships. But as far as the guys go, also, what are y'all bringing to the table? Y'all toxic as hell too. Y'all be talking about Gina from 7th grade. You had that one girlfriend in 7th grade. All of a sudden, I don't do girlfriends because you cheated on me with Billy. Like, why did it matter what Billy did and Gina did?
But there are some men out here that are healthy. They have done the work. They have, went to therapy. They have, come up in 2-parent households where at the end of the day, they know that they're ready. But it's so hard for them at times to find women that are willing to get on their page or get on at least the same page. You can sometimes build a page with a person. And it's hard for guys nowadays. I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm happy, like low key, I'm kind of out the dating lane because the girl out here, she don't just settle for just typically anything. But it's hard. It is really hard. And I feel so bad for my guy friends because they like, and I even feel bad for like some of my girlfriends, especially like you. Like you
feel bad for me, bitch. I'm fine.
Girl, bye. Girl, bye.
Listen.
No, you're good, but I'm saying like
I'm amazing.
For when you were out in the dating market and whatnot, like I could tell it's hard.
It was hard. But I enjoyed it. Not saying I was having a hot girl summer, but I actually
most women value having a hot girl summer than having a relationship. Another thing that I also noticed about, I also know, no, not all the time. I also notice about like women nowadays is they're trying to normalize not being married, but wanting to have a bunch of baby daddies in a broken home.
Why? Give me. I want to go in here and hug you and shake the table. Go ahead.
This is how I feel, and I'm not saying that that's the case scenario for everyone, but stop trying to normalize having a broken home because you came up in a broken home.
Not even just that. Don't normalize it because the man that you're with, you want to be with forever, is not seeing the forever with you, but want to pin a baby on you. But
not even with modern women. This is the thing that like I kind of agree with Kevin Samuels, and I kind of agree with a lot of men when they say this.
I hate Kevin Samuels.
But he's truthful.
It's not about no. What he does, like there's a lot of people who say he's truthful just because he's being honest. Okay, so if I honestly just tell you, I don't know. I can't think of it right now. But if I'm disrespecting you, there's a difference of being honest and being respectfully honest. There's a difference. I know this because I've been the savage, okay? I've definitely became respectfully honest. And Kevin Samuels doesn't give a damn at all. He'll be so honest, but to the point of he's all of a sudden the god of all niggas who know men, of all men and what they want. That's not always what people want. That's not always how they view. Like if I see myself as a 10, I'm a fucking 10. Okay, she could feel like a 10, you could be a 10, y'all could all be a 10. Lashes, no lashes, makeup, whatever. That's how I feel. So how you gonna tell me, well, realistically, you're a 6, but in someone else's eyes, I'm a 10. Just because you don't think I'm cute don't mean that I'm not the best. Come on now. I'm just saying.
So, okay,
I look away because I'm just...
Let me speak on his behalf. He's coming from an image consultant view, right? And so he's worked in that viewpoint where he's dealt with high value models. Like, I'm talking about women, men, and whatnot. So he's going off that frame.
What's his clientele?
Well, no, he's going... I don't really know his clientele personally.
Is his clientele celebrities?
It's probably started off as celebrities, but now he's just doing anybody and everybody.
How are you going to be my image consultant without really knowing me? First of all, to be an image consultant, you should know me in all totality. And the questions that he asks are very... Like, he has certain questions he's asking. True.
But he's asking general questions. You have to remember,
general.
when you book a consultation with him, you get more in depth with questions and conversations what he's having. But this is what I do want to say. Mm-hmm. He's not saying your man can see you as a 10, right? He can see you on a 10 on his scale. But you have to remember, the general man may not see you as a 10 on their scale.
And I
right?
definitely agree.
And so that's what he's going off of a general perspective.
A general
So like that's
view.
why like a lot of women get mad because he's like, oh, like he's called, like if I see myself as a 10, then I'm a 10. Okay, that's fine in your eyes. But if you go ask the males in your community, what do you see? You're gonna get different answers. So you would have to take all the answers in what you get and then go divide them by how many men that you had, and then you're gonna get an average.
Right.
So that's what he's asking.
The average number is probably really your 2.
Yeah. So like accept that factor. Like if you're a 5, you're a 5. If you're 6, you're a 6.
And I get it. I just don't. First of all, I think it's more so the fact that women even go on there and then they do. It's embarrassing for them.
But it's also he does it with men too. It's not the fact
he does. I seen him with men, and the thing is, I hate Kevin Samuels. The word I don't even hate him. The words I even hate because what he's doing, people are clearly supporting it because they keep signing up for his damn shit.
Like I said, the thing is, he's calling out things that for people like me that didn't grow up in a household with a father, we should have actually probably known.
I hope he did tell his daughter that she's a 2. And let her feel like, oh, damn, my daddy think I'm a 2 because the general population thinks I'm a 2.
No, he's not saying.
But that's what it is. The statistics.
But he's probably giving his daughter the reality.
He's giving her reality. Baby, I know that my genes and your mother's genes did not make you perfect. I know that you're really a 2. Because reality standards is without your weave, your lashes, or your lip gloss, you're really a 2, my dear. So you know what? Just use the Bliss Sticks instead. It don't even matter if you put the gloss on. So the kind of man you may be willing to, the kind of man that might want you is maybe this guy in this bracket. This kind of thing. That's messed up because if that's the case, then it's just like saying like people shouldn't shoot for the stars with their dreams. Like I can dream about this man that makes $1 million and I could be a 3.
But most men like that, they typically want 8, 9s, and 10s. So they want a different type of couple.
I seen some crazy looking couples, man. I see some crazy.
But then if they're crazy looking couples, they started off when they were very young together, and that's another thing that he says. He's like, "Oh, I want a millionaire," and he's like, "Okay, are you willing to grow with a man that is going to be a millionaire because you're not all that attractive?"
I see what you're saying. So once they get to that certain standard,
once they're already up there and they're looking,
they want that to match.
Yeah.
Okay, I've heard. Okay.
So, but if you're willing to start small with a person and build up to where they get to that level, then that's where you get the couples that look crazy.
Because everybody has their lane.
Because it's like at the end of the day, you built with this man, so now you're just gonna reap the benefits in which he has. But
that's true.
Like I said, when it comes to Kevin Samuels, it's not the fact that I actually agree with him. Everything I don't
100%.
Not 100%. Not everything do I agree with, and I think
I agree with partial what he says, but I don't like his delivery. That's what it is. My whole thing is delivery.
I think
it's all about delivery.
The thing is that
he thinks it's funny.
I don't think he thinks it's funny. I think he's giving it to you the way we kind of need it in a certain aspect. Hear me out. This is what I mean.
Wait.
He's saying like how he's really trying to say it is that modern women will sit here and be mad disrespectful to men. We've seen it also in public. Women will have an attitude with men. Oh, I want to be I don't want to be bothered with you. Leave me alone. He's just coming up to say, "Ma'am, you dropped your lip gloss on the floor," right? Or like they're kind of disrespectful on social media and how they display black men. They will chastise black men on social media. However, you won't find any black man that does the same thing back.
I do see men that do the same thing back. You don't see Explorer page?
I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I'm saying
women are more dramatic.
Yes, correct. And
but that's just women. They're dramatic.
Okay, so because women are more dramatic more often, they they started. And so then you can't get mad when he gives that same energy back.
So why does he get mad? Okay, my whole thing is this though. If you want to dish it out and you want to say your facts, you want to bring up your statistics and your views, then why do you get mad when a woman just goes ahead and then says her rebuttal? Like if she's responding back to you, he'd be like, "Oh, don't make me. I'll cut this off. I'll cut this off." But you could be a dick, but I can't give you the same energy, dickhead energy.
But they started.
No, I watched the video. I watched the video from the beginning to the end. And he's starting off, and you can see her getting uncomfortable. So she isn't even disrespecting him. She'd be like, "Well, I understand that, but hear me out because this is that. This is that." He'll say it. He goes, "Well, don't make me turn it off. I'll do it. I'll do it." That's what he be saying.
The thing is, for one, Kevin Samuels has a few rules when you come onto his platform. Treat me nice, and I will treat you nice.
But he don't treat people nice.
He does.
He be cutting people off all the time, but get mad when he get cut off.
I can show you videos. I promise you. And even if I went on, when you go on somebody's platform, is the fact that you got to be respectful of what they ask. So if somebody says, "Do not cut me off while I'm talking," that means do not cut me off while I'm talking. Like, don't try and cut it in the middle of me saying, because I will literally say something about it. And if you keep going about it, that's when I'm gonna get rude, because now you're disrespecting me on a social platform, and I'm not going to allow it. So I understand when he does that.
So you're saying, as someone who has a podcast, you have your own policies. If his policy is saying, "Listen, we're doing this," because I'm pretty sure there's going to be a conversation before they even go live, right?
No, right? No, he'll be on and then women come on. But he'll say right before women come on, he'll say, "Treat me right and I will treat you right. Don't cut me off. And I'm not going to cut you off. And when you're dragging on a story, I don't want to hear that." He's going to say, "Just cut to the chase." Men aren't the type of people that are going to listen to elaborate
so
stories.
He's trying to get
to the gritty. He has a standard of how he runs his shows. So you got to be able to respect that. But the modern woman can't abide by that. And that's why when it starts to get flipped and then there's an issue, that's when he comes out and he's like, "All right, I don't got the patience and time, and I'm going to tell you off." But at the end of the day, like I said, I understand where he's coming from.
The women that go in there, what he's saying.
Told you. Continue. Continue.
Okay, what I was going to say was the girls I have seen go on there and some of the guys, I can see why he says what he says. I'll probably say the same thing. My thing is all about delivery. That's it.
But sometimes you need that bitter.
Yeah, but that's not respectful. How are you going to start off saying, "If you respect me, I respect you," but I'm going to let you know in the most blunt way possible without even thinking about respecting that aspect. Like, my whole thing is this. You could tell a girl, a woman, whatever, "Listen, you're not making this much, but you want a man who makes this much. What are you willing to sacrifice in order to get? You want a man who's this tall, this style, sense of humor, all these things in a man. You have all these things you put in this great man basket, but you don't even reach any of the things that he would want in a woman. So what are you sacrificing? Are you going to sacrifice his height? You're going to sacrifice his looks? What are you sacrificing?" Which I understand when the conversations are happening. The problem for me is just more so how he delivers it. It's not about it's not the fact that he is saying lies. The girls, some of the women on there, they could have like 3 kids, but wanting a man who has no kids and just all this stuff, right? I understand what he's saying. The problem is delivery. It's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. We learned that in pre-K.
He doesn't have a bad delivery all the time, though.
It's not all the time, but the fact that it even happens sometimes is disrespectful. That's like me coming here sometimes being respectful. But the women have a
delivery as well.
They respond to. This is the thing. Women are dramatic, right? Women are dramatic. So my whole thing is this, right? Think about mental health, right? And some women, maybe majority of women, can sometimes be dramatic. They can sometimes get loud, but you have that understanding about it, right? For example, right? I can sometimes talk in an aggressive tone, right? But you'll know if I'm mad and when I'm not mad, right?
Okay.
So imagine me speaking to somebody, that's who I am, right? You know that, right? We talk about this. And then all of a sudden, you getting upset, you taking it personal. That's the same thing with women. Most women are going to be dramatic. Most women are going to get offended by the truth. A lot of women do not want to hear the truth. They want to be lied to. That's why they like pillow talk so much, right? And that's what they fall for, right? So if you know that about women, you have that view about women, why is everything so personal? Why not respectfully correct them? Be like, "I know you're getting upset. Listen, I understand. I'm just being honest. You came onto my platform. You came onto my live for me to give you the truth."
But he does say that. You need to probably watch more of his content.
I cringe. It's cringeworthy.
The thing is that people have to get past surpass how his tone is or whatever, because they're the tone police out there. Because there are times, I'm gonna be honest, I got some guy friends that gotta tone police me too, because sometimes I'm a little aggressive at how I talk and how I say things.
So maybe being a hypocrite, then maybe his tone is understandable, so I should respect and understand his tone is not personal.
Yeah, it's not personal at times, right?
At times.
But what was I about to say? The thing is, the tough reality is that Kevin Samuels is coming from a place of love. In certain aspects, I don't believe everything that he's coming from a place of love, but it's tough love, right? A lot of us did not grow up with tough love, right?
Some people have no love.
Okay, and imagine if you have no love. Imagine if you have no tough love, and so whatnot. So when he's coming to you with the truth, he's coming with it for you to understand that this is only to benefit you, not to benefit thoroughly me. Yeah, he gives a financial benefit from it in some aspects, but he's really trying to say
lower your standards, because what you want is unrealistic.
Like you want if you want an A and whatnot, I'm gonna tell you honestly, A is not attainable for you. However, there's this nice little C over here that is a little bit more attainable for you, right? The C is right over here. It's nice and it's benefit. Just take the C and just be happy with the C.
Okay, I see what you're saying. He wants them to find happiness within their
like whatever it is for you. Like understand that what is attainable for you and what is unrealistic, right? And so that's what he also says as a coach. And the reason why I think I also understand him is because as a life and wellness coach, and I teach on growing, people come to me with these unrealistic expectations as a coach. And I sometimes have to humbly tell them, it's not realistic what you have. So you need to really either change your mind and whatnot so you can get on board, so we can get these goals that you have together, to come into fruition, or you're really not going to like me because I'm really going to tell you the truth. And you're really going to hate coming to sessions because I'm going to be brutally honest with you. And when I see that you're not doing the work, I'm going to call you out on it. Because a lot of women come on in and they say, oh, I'm in therapy, all this and a third. Okay, so what are you in therapy for? And then they go,
Wait, you see that one with the degree? What is your degree? The whole thing, I still don't know what her degree was in. He was asking what her degree was in. She was like, oh, well, it doesn't even matter, because he's like, but what is the degree in?
Correct. So that's what I'm saying.
I was like, damn, what was the degree?
He's just holding women accountable. Don't come on there and say something and then it's not the truth.
Is he married?
He was married twice.
But so is he okay? He's an image consultant.
He's not a relationship coach.
So why is he talking about relationship? That's my thing.
Because
you're an image consultant, but yet you're
your
speaking.
Image has to do with your.
It does, but the thing is, to have 2 failed marriages, but give me advice on how to get me my ideal A.
Can I tell you something?
What happened?
A person that's been in relationships and they're healed from it, can point out when they mess up, and they can typically point out when other people have flaws because they continue to grow over time, right? Like, I've been in relationships, and even though I'm in one now, my friends come to me sometimes for relationship advice, because over each relationship, I take a step back and I'm able to assess where I went wrong, where the other person went wrong.
I feel that. Feel that.
And then from that, as I continue to keep evolving, people come to me as a coach and they ask me things, right? So you're only going to come to people.
I give advice to people. That's true. I give advice, and I'm not someone who's the most successful. However, what I'm saying is not about. You
learn from your experience.
It's not about his experience. The fact that you know what? I don't even want to talk about this man anymore. Because he just gives me.
But he comes off from modern dating though. Like, that's
this man.
The thing is, modern dating now, it's hard.
It's just disrespectful.
It's hard, but he comes from a place to try and help women be
I think he's just capitalizing on it.
But
because
to a certain extent,
you was never a relationship coach.
I'm not a relationship coach either, but I give my clients.
It's different though.
I give my clients advice when it comes to relationships.
It's different.
How? I'm not a relationships coach, but relationships play within your habits.
It does.
Relationships play within your support system. It plays into your realistic expectations and goals and what you have. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, as a coach, in which he is, you have to be able to spread yourself out to a certain capacity to understand how it fits into your niche. Every coach has had to understand that. I'm not a business coach, but if you come to me with a business question, I may or may not be able to answer it. And or we may be able to work on it together, right? So that's what I believe he's kind of doing at the same time. I feel like she's looking up something, so she gotta say something. Oh Lord. But yeah, guys, in the comment section below, let me know why you believe that, modern dating is so hard, or like, why is it hard for you? I've noticed like a lot of my guy friends are like, women don't got it together. I've heard women say that, men in their 20s or early 20s or like mid 20s or maybe late 20s, they're not ready to settle down. They're out here kind of in the streets and whatnot, and they not looking for something serious. So on both sides, let's really start a real deep conversation. Keep it spicy, but keep it classy. Keep it classy because we classy over here. Why is modern dating hard for you?
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. I just want to better understand the role, the definition of what the actual job description is
of
an image consultant, so I can better understand what you're saying, because I hear everything you're saying and I'm listening to everything you're saying.
You do know that everybody has within, they can be an image consultant, but it can be image consultant in relationships.
Yeah, like, but no, I'm saying like it covers, as I'm reading what they do.
Okay.
Now I understand as a coach what you're saying and why he is speaking on this topic. It just so happened maybe this topic out of nowhere. Should I read it?
Yes, read it.
I realize you like to read stuff when you Google it. Okay. Okay.
Read it, Jess.
Image consultants are specialists who improve the personal or professional image of a client. They evaluate, enhance, and upgrade their client's appearance, behavior, and communication skills to ensure that their image is consistent with their personal, professional goals. Now I understand, because if their personal goals as a woman or a man is to date A, he's evaluating what your circumstances are, which explains the questions, so you can reach those goals, but within your box. This is your box. This is what you provide. I gave a squiggle, my bad. This is your box. This is what you can give. This is what you have. This is really where you should be. Understood. I think that's why it's important to have discussions, because when I see the glimpse of the videos, and the one video that I have watched, because it was so cringy. Like I said, it's not like I don't agree with things he's saying. It's about how he says it. But that just has to be my only view on him. It can only be about how he says it, because now that I know, like you said, I can give advice. You can give advice from a coach's, viewpoint, hearing from somebody else. Because I love you, I understand and I listen. But he's rude, and that won't change.
Okay, pause it
for your man.
Now, Jess, what do you believe is the solution for modern dating and its troubles?
Sorry, say it again.
What do you believe is the solution on how unhealthy modern dating is? Like, how women have toxic traits, clearly. So, like, for one, actually, let's backtrack. Mm-hmm. What do you define as toxic behavior, and what do you define as toxic behavior in toxic relationships? Like, what do you define as that?
Like, not a definition, like examples, you mean?
Yeah, examples or a definition if you want to put one together.
Okay, so I believe like toxic relationships and behavior is Okay, so I would say examples for it. Okay, so I would think like it's what I believe is someone who's very manipulative to you. Okay. Like if they're very manipulative, if they are, every time you're shining, they're constantly just being the shade, dimming your light. I feel like that's very toxic, because the support is needed in a relationship and positive energy into whatever you're doing. Verbal, all the type of abuse, verbal, emotional, physical, mental, all those type of things all fall under toxic behavior. And I feel like one of them, the one I feel like the few I feel like actually no, emotional, mental, and verbal abuse. I feel like a lot of women are not realizing that's what they're experiencing. I think that's hella toxic, the way you speak to somebody, and that's why I was talking about the disrespect and how you approach someone. It's about how you say it. I think it's how you speak to somebody, disrespecting them, making them feel less than. That's all part of verbal abuse, and mentally and emotionally, it all falls into the same circle. Like if you do something to me verbally, mentally, and emotionally, you're affecting me as well. So I feel like that's all toxic behavior that a lot of women overlook, and they don't realize those arguments they have, what's being said in those arguments, how they go about, the back and forth and then how they decide to fix it, they're actually condoning toxic behavior, because that means whatever you said to me in that moment, whatever you did to me during that day, however you made me feel mentally, emotionally, doesn't really matter because you were just mad. That's toxic.
Do you feel like modern women glorify toxic behavior?
I think they think it's normal because they see, especially with like shows like Love and Hip Hop, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Princess and Ray J were Love and Hip Hop, right?
Yeah.
And how he pushed her ass in the water and would do all that crazy crap to her, all these issues they had, but she was also doing her thing too. I would not have expected them to get married, right? Then they get married. But look at how much you see all the negative things imploding on social media. Like you see it on social media, divorce here, strippers there, hers doing a little, let me expose all this stuff. It's like, it was already clear as day, you guys had a toxic relationship, but you guys still move forward to get married, right? Now, everyone has their journey, everyone has their path. I'm just saying on my wedding day, I would like to be able to speak highly of my partner and never have to feel like at one point, anytime I had to question your character if I'm marrying you. You get what I'm saying? So I think it is glorified. It is normalized because at the end of the day, women think, okay, well, he's just mad, but he still does X, Y, and Z for me. He still buys me this. He still picks me up. He still takes me out. He told me he loves me. He didn't mean it. Girl, he meant it.
Well, also modern women, for one, you're right. Modern women do normalize toxicity. They also think it's cute, which I don't think it's cute at all. I think it's important that we all heal from our journey and we take the time to acknowledge whether we've been toxic, if we've had a significant other that's been toxic and they've displayed toxic traits, and how we are able to grow and learn from it so we can diminish it. Granted, in my perfect no, are there some toxic traits I'm working on consistently every day, even through therapy? Yes. Are there friends that are holding you accountable? Yes. But if you're in a situation and constantly y'all are normalizing that toxicity, don't expect your relationship to last.
Right.
Because there's going to be a timestamp on when it's going to end, whether y'all realize it or not. Because somebody's going to end up doing something out of the blue that's going to make the other person feel uncomfortable. And then it's going to be disastrous. So I've noticed when it comes to modern women, modern men actually don't like toxicity. They ain't with all the drama and whatnot. That's a woman thing. That's a woman thing.
I almost felt the chair, girl. Let me adjust myself.
That's a woman thing, definitely. But I think women are just so desensitized where they don't even realize that like they're displaying toxic traits.
You know what? I agree with that because you know how sometimes there's very chill guys and there's some more social than others, just like women. And let's say you're a very social person trying to talk to someone who's really not that social, right? They're just like, they're chill. But as a woman, you're thinking, well, he's not talking to me. He's not doing this. He's not doing that. Why is he doing this? And you start arguing with this man. That's just his personality. Sis, you have the wrong man. If you want someone who's out there, constantly in the limelight, constantly socializing with people, want to be around his friends all the time, that's who you need to go to. Why are you going to this quiet guy who's usually chill, doesn't have a lot to say, where you're carrying all the conversation? If you know for a fact you want someone who has more conversation, who's more social, then you're dating the wrong guy. And I feel like another thing is with that also, with normalizing it, it's also because of potential. I feel like because women put so much potential, like they have these views on, oh my God, he has all this potential to be this guy. They try to force a man to fit into their idealistic, like their ideal man. And they try to make them be something they're not, become something they're not. And they end up becoming...
It's only for their benefit.
Only for their benefit, right? Only for their benefit. Even if it were to benefit the man, at the end of the day, it wasn't because you were thinking about him, you were thinking about yourself. Because you're like, fuck, I'm already with him. Like, you know, he looks this great. He has all these other qualities about him. If he just had this, if he has enough drive, and then you become toxic sometimes in the process of doing that. And like me, from my experience, I've realized harm I've done to someone, not because of, I left them because of me realizing it was like, if you don't reach this point, I don't know how we're going to work. Not that I didn't care about him in the moment. The issue is that in that moment and throughout the relationship, it was constantly like this. It was so unstable. There was no stability at all, where I felt like, damn, I'm going through my own stuff and you're going through your own stuff. And together, we're now arguing, stressing each other out. And now it's like, you have your potential of me, like you have your potential of me, and I have the potential of you. You want a woman who does this and that, But it's like, you want a woman who does all this stuff, but you're the one who's not working. You're the one who's not doing anything. So why am I the one who's going to work, but you're stressing me out about shit that you could do at home? You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
The roles change. So adjust. Just like there's men who want women to invest into their businesses or invest into them. They want a woman who's able to stand by their side and support them through it all. But it's like, okay, when it's her time to shine, are you going to do the same? If she's going out to make that money and she's coming out late, and let's say you guys have kids, are you going to hold it down and put the kids to bed, or she's still going to come back and do that? But the problem with potential is, like, if you fall for potential, or like, you know, you're trying to force people who really haven't, like, it's like me trying to make you become a model, but I know you don't want to be a model. Like, you know I don't want to do it. Why are you trying to make me do that? If you know I don't want to wash your clothes, why are you trying to make me? That's not the same thing, but you get what I'm trying to say. You're trying to change me. I have to want to be changed myself.
You're changing somebody for your own benefit, but not because they want to.
Yeah, like, it's messed up. And that's why I said, like, for me in the past, I've done that. And then I realized later on how much baggage and how much, like, you know, they didn't take any accountability for their part in it. It was just, oh my God, you did this, you did that, you did this. So now you're trying to break me down mentally and emotionally. But it's like, yo, I'm good. I thought you was good. If you had this much problems, why were we talking about this earlier? Why are you doing this now? Like, why are we doing this now? I thought the conversation was done. But people heal at their own pace, and potential putting out on people is just, that's, you know what, the frustration leads. Frustration can come from the expectations you put on people and things. I used to get frustrated.
That is true.
I read a book on it because my mom was like, yo, you be getting mad too easily, and gave me this book. And when I read the book, I read it 3 times. And it was like one of those books just like for daily, what is it called? Exercises.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized the reason why I used to get so frustrated with people or with anything I'm doing is because I had all this expectation on whatever it was. Expectations of the relationship, which goes into potential, or like me doing a day-to-day task, me at a job, me making a pivot, trying to do something else. It was always the expectation. Because it fell short, I was frustrated, but I didn't completely lose. So why am I so frustrated? So when I realized that my frustration came from putting so much stress on that one person, that one thing, I was able to learn from it. And now I look at the glass half full instead of half empty. Yeah, okay, it didn't work out. But you know what? I love you. I respect you. It didn't work, but it's not because of the fact that I didn't care about you. Just because, you know what? We may not just be together. We're not made for each other. And that's why when I left the situation, I was like, I'm leaving because I'm not here for you at this moment.
Continue. You're looking at the empty, you're looking at the glass half full?
Yeah, the glass half full instead of half empty. So I could be a better person to my family, my friends, my partner, an asset to my business. Like, even if I'm running the business, I'm still having to work for it. So it's like I got to be a better person, because nothing's going to be peachy all the time. And, you know, you have to learn that. So toxic chicks, your girl used to do some shit like that one time, and I stopped.
Of course. And I think, what do you think is the solution that modern women need to kind of get together and understand? And especially modern men, because modern men are toxic as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I can't put everything on modern women, because if I did, then at the end of the day, I'm not trying to bash females. I'm not trying to be a pick me. I'm not trying to be any of that. I'm just saying that we all have to take accountability in some shape, way, or form. Women lack to take accountability. Men have to take accountability, because if you don't, the men of your group are going to continuously keep calling you out, and then you'll get exiled from the group, right? If that behavior continues to keep happening, because men try to level up and go up and whatnot and further in their life. Women are complacent and being okay with where they are.
Yeah, a solution, man. It's crazy how everything goes back to your mental, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only way to find a solution for this is literally mentally. Like, you have to take time to yourself and think about, why did I get upset at this? Why did I explode? Why did I go to 0 to 3,000 on this guy? Like, and he's still maintaining his cool. The most embarrassing thing for a woman is when a man's not even arguing with you and you over here acting crazy, but you're acting based on emotions. You're trying to justify why you feel this way, but while you're doing that, they're not even listening to you, because they look at you like, why the hell are you yelling at me? Why are you being so crazy?
Agreed.
I have to check my tone sometimes. Like, I'll be pissed off. I'm like, let me just say this a little bit lower. But now it's like, if I speak too low, you know I'm mad, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to get angry and explode. but it's like identifying your triggers. Like, you know, we talked about earlier, like, you know, if you have triggers, you don't, your partner, your friends, people around you should know your triggers, right? Especially if you're gonna have any type of relationship, friendship, romantically, family relationship, you should know your triggers, and your family and whoever's around you should them as well. That way you guys don't push the button, because the worst thing is when you're trying to go through this moment of healing or go through this moment of taking accountability for your actions or growth. If you are not fully aware of your triggers, you're gonna constantly keep having setbacks. So I feel like my trigger, I hate it. I hate it when someone is not responding to me when I'm talking to them and in a disagreement. Like when people just go like this, like, yo, that gets me tight. It's like, bro, I know you had something to say. Why are you trying to make me feel like I'm crazy for saying it? And I don't have to be even yelling at you. I'm like literally coming to you with an issue and you're like this. Yo, that gets me tight. That gets me tight, bro. That and tone. Like, that's why I got so upset about Kevin Samuels. Tone's a big thing for me too. Because if I'm like, you could like, I'm not like, they'll like, I'm in situations where I was spoken to like I was a child, and I was like, excuse me? Excuse me? I didn't know I came from your ball sack. What are you talking about?
I don't think that was the case scenario. But yeah, okay. So that's your solution. I have a solution for modern women. Hey, I actually have probably about 3 or 4 or 5 solutions, and these are not based off Kevin Samuels. Not mediocre tutorials or reviews, fresh and fit, Mike Rashad, and throw some of those out the window. This is coming from Joy the Growth Coach because I've been through my own journey. Take a step back and look at where you want to be in about 5 to 6 years. Women are, a conversation I was having recently with my friend Will, actually, that gave us the topic, is that women think about future, men think a lot about presence. Don't get me wrong, they do think about the future, find like where they want to be, goal wise when it comes to career. But I'm talking about like, and they don't think about, oh, I want a family, I want a house, I want this, that, and third. That's a woman thing. So women, look at where you want to be in the next 5 to 6 years. Do you want a husband? Do you want a house? Do you want a nice car? Do you want to be financially free where you don't have to worry about certain things? Do you want to be in a happy and loving relationship? Do you want to be around great people with great vibes, great energy, and all these things, right? Know this now. Look at it now. Start to project that energy now. And then when you come back from looking at that, look at your behaviors. Is your behaviors going to get you anywhere close to what you want? And if you don't see any of the behaviors in what you're exerting now in your present moment for your future, know that you got to start cutting that crap out.
Yo, you know what you just said? Like literally the is it a phrase? What is it? Your energy attracts
what you get. Yeah. You
like
can't get mad if a man is
right.
constantly looking at you for your body and all you're doing exerting your behind on Instagram. I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong. You can be the most pure woman out there, but if you're constantly shaking your behind on a yacht, on Instagram, on Snapchat, on OnlyFans or whatever, as a man, if I was a man, I could not believe you're the most purest thing on God's green earth, because look at what you're doing. That's not showing purity. That's not showing wife-like tendencies. And knowing that, I'm going to only think that in your mind, you only are caring about my attention, and my attention is very sexual. So I'm going to think, and that's what I'm going to think, just automatically, sexual. So with that being said, that's what I'm telling women. Start to realize what you're portraying now. Because in 5 to 6 years, also another thing, in 10, 15 years, do you want to explain your actions to a kid that you have? Because they go on social media. Because kids nowadays, I'm going to be honest, you like to say that kids don't be on social media. Kids go to school, and all it takes is one click of a button. Mommy, why did I see this, or my friend brought this to my attention? I don't want to explain nothing to my kids.
My niece uses YouTube like no other.
I don't want to explain nothing to my kids. I'm not doing it. I don't want to explain it. So think about what in the future you're going to have to explain to your kids, your grandkids, your great grandkids, if you live that long to see them, and go from there. Do you want your kids, do you want to be an example for them if you want to have kids, right? And I'm okay with if you don't want to be married, but think about your kids' future. Do you want to have to explain that to your kids and have to be like, you want your kids to follow in your footsteps?
But
right?
Can someone be explicit, let's say, right? Can they have that image because they're living their life, right? They might not, for all you know, they can't even have kids. They live in their life to what they want to do. In that moment, this is what they want to do. Yeah, they might regret it, but they're able to they're making the executive decision.
Why are you doing something you're going to regret?
I'm saying, like, I don't know. Some people may regret it. I don't know, because you're talking about the kids. They might regret it with the kids, but I'm saying if you're just living for you and you want to be explicit, you want to show your ass, you want to show your abs. I know some girls who work out, they always show it. They can still let their kids see it. Shit, you give them the phone. You know, this is what happened to me. That's
so
the
you're
best.
Gonna think that behavior is acceptable.
No,
so you want your kids to believe that behavior is acceptable. Let me explain something.
No, but I was to say though, with someone who does that, right, and years later their kids see, and you show your kids that as an example, you're like, listen, I did all this, everything, because you know, I don't know if you ever seen the live of the woman who had her 2 daughters who were they had like a little boyfriend or something like that, and they were on social media shaking their ass, doing something like that. So she called them out. It was embarrassing them on social media, and she had a live. And one of the kids was at summer school. She was coming for her daughters, calling them dumbasses. Kids tuned into the live. My thing is like, now me, I understand what you're saying because I don't have explicit photos on my Instagram. But what I'm saying is that but people who do that, right? And these are the consequences of you doing that. Like there's someone who make that decision, they live by it. If you're gonna do it, all I'm saying is like if you're going to be doing that, at least when your kids get old enough to use social media or whatever the case may be, you better know how to handle that conversation. You either tell them, like, because the thing is that you're gonna be an example of what you put out, right? If you did all this and you ended up lonely, but just like with nobody at all, just your child and have no support and like that, all because of the way they viewed you from when they first met you, then you better instill in your kid, listen, you want to be like me so bad, you want to grow up so fast because you saw mommy do that. Mommy's here now. Do you want to be where mommy's at? And sometimes that's even enough for a kid not to do it. Just saying. I'm not saying I agree with having your whole everything on Instagram, but people who are doing it, if they're going to be actively doing it, you have to be aware that you're going to have a conversation where you're going to have to use yourself as an example to where your kid may not want to be. You get what I'm saying? Because, I mean, there's lingerie models. They're successfully getting paid for it, though. But how are you taking your photos?
Because there's a difference. When you're doing it tastefully because you're getting paid, like, prime example, if you're a Savage X Fenty model, I can't get mad at you if you're taking pictures like that because you're getting paid. You're a model. So not only are you being a Savage X Fenty model, I won't be surprised if you're on the cover of Vogue, if you're somewhere in another modeling, doing other shoots in modeling agencies or whatever. That's understandable. But for these girls that are on Instagram, on OnlyFans, chasing clout and doing stuff like that, I understand that when you have kids 10, 15, 20 years from now and you have to explain that to your kids, you don't understand how that might be a detriment. You don't understand that your kids might, like, I was watching this video before, like, this kid, his mom is he's 13 years old. His friends came up to him, showed him his mom on OnlyFans and whatnot, and showing her behind out and everywhere. So your kids your image is what your kids see as well.
I'm trying to show you this shit.
So being that is the case scenario, you kind of don't want to set your kids up for failure where they have to be like, oh my God, like I have to have on armor every single day I go to school because now my mom is, you know, one of the biggest thoughts in our town or the biggest thought in our state because she got a poppin' OnlyFans. And on top of that, your mom's pictures can be anywhere and everywhere. It can be on Instagram, Twitter, and say if you want to go to a prestigious university, what if because your mom put her stuff out on OnlyFans, you can't get into that university?
So I guess the only time it's acceptable is if you're like a Cardi B or Meg Thee Stallion.
I'm not saying that, but
no, because I mean, they're at that point they should be able to provide more than enough for their children to not have to worry about, you know, the controversial views of.
But they're not out here like Meg Thee Stallion's not out here putting her behind. Now, don't get me wrong, she has Hot Girl Summer, but there's a limit to it. When the women that are on OnlyFans doing whatever, understand that there's no limit to that. So, just with that being said, just think about when it comes to that. Think about the family you want to have, and it's hard to wipe all those pictures off the internet. It can cost millions. And even after that, it's still on people's phones. People can put it up any day and time they feel like it. It's in their computers. So you would have to go through every single last person that ever had access to your content and go wipe that out. Do you know how hard that would be?
That sounds like you're gonna have to get a
like for the rest of your life, you're gonna keep doing that.
What's it called? You have to serve somebody and give up their electronics. I'm trying to show you this. This goes with the conversation. I saw it on Instagram. It was this girl who's a social media star and is had a baby.
Just her story then.
I don't remember her name.
But more or less, I think the solution is think about the family that you want to have. Think about the life that you want to have. And if your actions are not aligning with that, start to make the change now. Think about if you want a man and whatnot, and he really, typical men like feminine women. If you're not as feminine, learn how to be feminine. There's feminine coaches out there. Learn how to de-learn things that you learned in your household. Right? I grew up in a single parent household. Not saying that my mom ever taught me how to be masculine, but there are some masculine traits my mom had to take on because it was just always me and her. So now that I want to be in a relationship, whether that's with a male or a female, and I am in one, I have to understand that I don't have to be the lead all the time. Right? And so learning to assert myself where I am needed, right? And allowing somebody else to take the lead because it's not my job. I want to be led. Learning to find the comfortability into being vulnerable and trusting somebody within that vulnerability. Yes, you might have had daddy hurt you. You might have had your brother hurt you. You might have had somebody else, your past significant others hurt you. But don't make somebody else pay for the mistakes that happened in your past, right? That's another thing. Learning when using the shut the fuck up filter. That's something I'm learning. It's not an easy journey. But just learning when just to shut the fuck up, because not everything has to be an argument, right? It doesn't. So,
yeah, but with that though, it's like not everything has to be an argument. But again, if it's really bothering you that much,
there's a way to say it. But there's a way
to say it. Yeah, there's a way to say it. Just say it politely. Just say not fuck that. Like he's not your God. He's not your master. You're going to express yourself the way you need to express it. However, just know when you open that can of worms, whatever comes back is on you. Like you better off being respectful. I'm not going to say the word polite. I'm going to say respectfully approach your partner with whatever concerns you're having that's emotionally disturbing you or mentally disturbing, whatever they're doing, without being a dick.
But being polite and respectful are kind of almost the same thing.
They are, but I don't like the word polite. It's like I'm saying, like, be polite to your elders. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't like the way it sounded coming up.
But those are definitely the solutions that I have. Any more solutions you got, Jess?
No, I have nothing else.
All right. Well, that's all for today's episode. Jess is going to continue to keep looking up.
I'm going to Google.
Okay. Oh, dear God. Go ahead, Jess.
When you are polite, like saying please and thank you. Wait. Okay. Wait, hold on. Okay. Okay, hold on.
When we're waiting on Jess, and now it sounds like
ASMR. Okay, so yeah, when you're being polite, saying please and thank you, you're being respectful. You admire the person for their good qualities, and you think they're of importance and deserve to be treated politely. So, I respect you, right? I respect you as a person. So when I speak to you, I'm gonna speak to you respectfully. It may be deemed as polite, right? But polite is like, please, thank you, well-mannered person. Like, like yes, sir, no, ma'am, maybe. Please, thank you. Like you say yes and not yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Respectfully speaking. When you're speaking to someone respectfully, you're
persona.
You like I respect you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I may forget to say please and thank you. Like when I said the word politely, I was thinking like how I'm like
having manners.
forget not just the manners. It's more so like as if like there's like someone superior to you. Like I feel like when you're polite, you say please and thank you, right? But when I was thinking about it with a partner, stuff like that, the word I didn't want to use was polite. I want to use the word respectful because if you have to respect them for them to respect you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, why would you ever want your partner to feel like you don't like you would just talk to them all types of crazy? It just messed up. When I think about polite, it was just like saying, can you please sit down? I really have to say, oh, you don't want to hear it? Okay, no problem. No, thank you. I don't know, girl. Polite just wasn't sitting well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe for our next episode, you got a definition that you.
I'm gonna have a definition.
Okay. Well, definitely, Jess. Thank you for coming on the podcast. I think we're gonna do a part 2 to this episode, and then I think we got something else to talk about, so we'll do that soon. But thank you guys for tuning in to today's episode. Thank you, Jess, for coming on the podcast. Also, guys, she's gonna be like our co-host now, so
What
be
up?
excited.
What's
So
up,
she gonna. So, guys, she's gonna be our co-host moving forward. So we are definitely excited and grateful for Jess to be a part of our, Joyful Wellness Project family. And yeah. So be well, guys. Be wise. Be mindful. And stay tuned to probably a part 2.
I love your professionalism. I love how poised you are. Like you carry yourself so gracefully on camera.
Thank you.
I'm over here getting up, dapping up myself to act like I'm dapping up people who are watching. But yeah, you know what? I definitely appreciate you for having me. I am so thankful to have the opportunity to express myself on a platform where my voice can be heard. It's very hard sometimes to be who you want to be, and all the time. Like you want to be this person all the time, but you can't because you feel like you have to put a filter on. But I thank you.
Girl, bye.
And I would never.
Girl, bye. We go to the mall.
Wait, did you already cut off my recording?
No.
Can this be a blooper?
It can. Girl. Anyways, that's all for today, guys. We're going to head to the mall before it closes. Stay tuned to a part 2. And yeah, guys, we'll see you soon.
See you soon, guys.
Make sure
Bye.
you like, comment, and subscribe. Go listen to us on Apple, Spotify, Anchor. Make sure you go follow Jess. We're going to put it all on the screen clearly right here. But make sure you, like I said, subscribe, follow. You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow Jess. You can follow me. And everything's going to be in the comment section. Not comment, caption below. But yeah, be well, guys.
And share.
Yes, definitely share this. And turn on your post notifications. All right, bye, guys.
Bye.